So today I'm going to be giving you guys another video. I know it's been a long time, but today I'm going to do like a little get ready with me / chit chat, kind of like a venting kind of video. So I'm going to do my makeup and brush out these curls. I kind of already did this morning, but child, listen, it did its own thing. So yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is my brows. I already have a makeup tutorial out, and then I have an eyebrow tutorial out, so you can check that out. I'll leave it in the description box below. But yeah, you guys, so I'm just stressed out. My baby, he's in there asleep taking his nap, so hopefully he'll stay asleep for as long as I can do this video. Oh, I got pimples. It's a mess. But if he doesn't, then you will see me having to go get him and get him some lunch and stuff. But I'll, of course, edit all that out. But anywho, so you guys, I've been stressed out to the max. Just for a little bit of everything that's been going on from, hopefully you guys to see. So first of all, let me give you guys a little backstory. I'm pretty sure most of you all know that I do live in Georgia, Atlanta if you will. It's technically Marietta, Georgia, but I just say Atlanta because it sounds easier to say. And I don't know, it's like the first issue is like the dating scene. It's like dating with a child in Atlanta, Georgia, for me at my age is so hard. My skin looks so oily. And I won't say that it's even hard. Maybe it's just I feel like the type of men that I choose. And I know, biblically speaking, you're not supposed to choose a man. The man is supposed to find you. But I feel like that's more so when men are finding a wife. And most of these men down here in my age range, I'm 22 going on 23, not looking for no wife. They're looking for a quick, you know what. And me, I'm not that kind of girl. I love monogamy. I love being in a relationship, having one man all to myself. And yeah, and it seems like I don't know, like, I feel like this is not the place where I'll find my Mr. Forever, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like my Mr. Forever is somewhere out there, but it's just not here in Georgia. For one, because I hate it here. Like, I literally hate it here. And I'll get into more of the reasonings as to why I hate it, which I really don't have to get into too much. It's just I hate it. I never wanted to move here. When I moved here back in 2012, but I didn't have a say-so because that wasn't my call. And then I just been kind of going back and forth, and it's like, that's another thing. Like, with me going back and forth, when I first left Georgia, I was in a relationship with my child's father, in which in that relationship and with me moving, I was looking forward to starting my life independently, but with a boyfriend, if that makes sense. So I was looking into having my own spot with my man, and you know, just living the young life, like proving all my, well, not really anybody but my parents. So I'm like, yeah, like, you can still be young and have a relationship and be successful. But obviously that didn't work out, which led me to coming right back home, to going right back out, to then coming right back. And then later on, so pretty much my timeline was I left in 2014, December, came back in January 2015, just to go back again in January to come back in, what was that, March of 2015, because the relationship obviously didn't work out. And so yeah, then after that I stayed here up until November of 2015, which from there I moved with my cousin, in which that move was supposed to be my best move and my last move to start my journey for being independent at, was I 18? 19 at that time. I think I was 19. Yeah, I was 19. So I was trying to be independent at 19 years old with my cousin. Me and my cousin are super duper close. It's like, he's a guy, so me and him kind of always grew up together. He's 6 years older than me, so I always kind of looked at him like a inspiration because I liked how he planned his life out. Well, let me rephrase that. Like, as far as how he was still young, but he had the house and the car, and I just kind of looked up to that because that's exactly what I wanted. But I kind of wanted it with someone else, like a boyfriend, if you will. But aside from that, I wanted that for myself. So anyways, I went and stayed with him, which like I said, this move was supposed to be my best move for me to you know, get out in the real world, because again, I'm an only child, so it's always been me, my mom, my dad. Makeup. Me, my mom, my dad, right? So I don't know, like I was just, you know, when you hit 18, you think, oh yeah, you're grown, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do that, and I still have that mentality, but I was like, yeah, I'm ready to do my own thing, because I was getting tired of getting into it with my mother about my life and what I should be doing, and I just feel like success is all about what you make. It doesn't necessarily have to go to the measures of you being in school, you know, college, trade school, whatever, like to make your life happy, because not everyone wants to be an RN or a freaking orthodontist or a lawyer or whatever the case may be. Actually, I did want to be a lawyer, but I was so lazy when it came to school. Like, school is not for everybody. Like, I do not like being in school. I don't like taking the test. I don't like having to think too much. Like, I'm lazy, if you want to call it, when it comes to school. I am. I'm not going to lie. So, school is not really a thing that I just being in school, like I already did a whole freaking lifetime, it seems like. So an additional 8 years, that's just something that I personally really just can't foresee myself doing. And then just to spend the rest of my life, you know, having to, I don't know, it's just, long story short, it's just something that I really didn't want to do, you know, like, and every now and then, still to this day, I contemplate, like, man, maybe I'll go and get my degree in business or cosmetology, but I'm like, the only thing that really stood out the most for me would be cosmetology. But cosmetology is almost like having a job. It's like from 9 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, and you have to live. I have a car note, I have a child, so I can't, you know, go to school full time and then have a part-time job. Like, I mean, I guess you could. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much about it. But at that particular time in 2015, that's just something I didn't want to do. I just wanted to work. And that's pretty much still my mentality. Like, I don't mind working for people. Like, let me say this in a way. Like, I don't mind having a job that pays me well and I'm able to live comfortably. I don't mind doing that. I don't really have the want to be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm doing YouTube. Like, I do my own thing kind of situation. But, like, having a good job and building myself up at a company and doing things like that, I don't mind doing that. You know? Making good money, taking care of my family or my son or whatever until the family comes. You know, I don't mind. Some people don't want to do that, but I feel like you gotta kind of start somewhere. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't always have to stem from you going to college. Of course, to get those kind of jobs where you live comfortably, you have to. So that's the reason why I'm still debating about doing business. But it's just like, oh, I don't even like math, you guys. So that shit right there is just... But anyways, I'm kind of going all over the place. But in 2015, I went and stayed with my cousin to kind of, you know, give me a different direction and different path in life. So what I did when I went there was I got a job working at a hotel as a hostess. Didn't pay me much at all, but it was a job, you know. I kind of want to do my brows like this, but just put some concealer, but they look crazy on camera. Y'all see how it looks like I got like the man brows? I hate to arch them, that's why. With my ring light around. So yeah, I did that for a nice little chunk of time. And mind you, it was just a hostess job instead of a hotel. And there I met a lot of cool people because my cousin, he got me that job because he worked there. And he been working there for, like, since I think he was fresh out of high school or something like that. Can't quite remember, but he had been looking at that job for years. So that's where I started working when I moved there. Okay, so let me go back. So when I moved with my child's father, that was in a different part of Missouri because I'm from St. Louis. So then I kept going back and forth from that part of Missouri to Georgia, and then with my cousin, we went back to St. Louis, which is where I'm from. So that's where I wanted to be anyway. So I went back to St. Louis. And say my cousin got that job, and I didn't have a car, I didn't have anything. So that was my main thing, to get me a car and be able to get to and from and get around the way I wanted to, because moving there, you know, I had the whole transition of not being able to get out as I wanted to. I was basically just on a way to work and a way home, and that was kind of like a tricky, like hard and kind of annoying situation that I was in. But that's what I had to do up until February of 2016, when I got my first car. And I was like, when I tell you, I was so freaking happy. I was so happy. And I'm like, things are going to be going up for me from now on. And in that time interval, me and my child's father were kind of like, we weren't together at all, but in my head, I was just like, yeah, this is mine. But we weren't together. So as soon as I got my car, y'all, as soon as I got my car, I got pregnant. Tell me about it. So I got pregnant in, what was that, March, I believe. I found out in April, though. And sorry, y'all, I gotta focus on this line. And long story short, because I want to give a whole video, I'll get more into about my pregnancy and stuff. I don't want to get off into that. But pretty much the whole purpose of me moving with my cousin was to do what I did, which we know, of course, was just get the car, but not the pregnancy, and then get in my own spot. And when I was pregnant, I was trying to get my own spot with my child's father, but some different things had occurred, and it just wasn't, it just didn't happen, and I guess it just wasn't the right time, in which everything happens for a reason. So I had to come back here to Georgia and with my parents, which I guess it all was a good thing, because I needed the help because I wasn't working. Once I got back here, like initially my whole thing was to have a job when I got back, but the job didn't really come through. Where was I going with this conversation? Because I feel like I'm giving you guys a conversation about my pregnancy, which was not what I was trying to do. But anywho, so long story short, what the heck was that? Long story short, I just didn't get my spot, you know. So I've been here in Georgia pretty much since 2016. I'm just gonna shorten up the conversation to that. So that's the reason why I don't like Georgia, because I didn't want to come back here anyway. So now that I'm here, fast forward to 2018. It's October 2nd, 2018. I had my baby already. I haven't been working since I had my baby. I've had like on and off jobs, probably lasted for like a day or two, because I didn't really want to put my child, and I don't want to put my child in daycare. I didn't feel as though he was ready. He was only a couple months old last year, and this year he's about to be 2. So I'm looking into moving back to the little part of Missouri that I stayed at before. His grandmother, my child's grandmother on his father's side, lives there, and she's a phenomenal, great deal of help, and she has been since I've had my son. So I felt like, you know what, I'm tired of living like this. I'm not happy. Like, I'm not used to not having a job and not having money, not being able to have a little bit of a social life. I'm not even really worried about the dating scene, because I feel like the whole dating scene is just another whole conversation. But I just have not been happy. I'm not happy in my household. I feel like I have to always have great debate about my child because I stay with my parents. So what I do is just never to their liking, and it's just a lot of stress that I've been going through. And I feel like since me being in a situation that makes me very unhappy, I tend to do crazy things, like pick men out of boredom that are absolutely no good to me, because I'm either bored or just lonely, and it just makes me really, I don't know. The thing about it is that I always try to have like self conversations like, Asia, do better. And it's like, You know, I'm a young lady, so you know I have my wants and my needs and different men and stuff. But it's like I always choose the wrong men, and which leads me into a deeper depression. I'm like, I don't. Why am I depressed over a man? Like if I was making money, I would not care about this these poor choices that I'm making in these men. You know what I mean? My son has nothing to do with anything. Of course, you know you're having a child. You are sacrificing pretty much a lot. And my son's about to be 2 now. I mean, he's not really talking like that. And I really want to put my child in daycare when I felt as though he could come home and tell me, Mommy, this happened, and this happened. With a little bit of help that I'll be able to have when I move, I feel like that'll be a lot better. It'll kind of ease my mind as I'm going back into the working field. Because here, both my parents work full-time jobs, so it's kind of impossible to have my parents watch my son while I go to work. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things that's just not going to happen. And on top of that, I don't want to be here. And it's like trying to figure out your life at such a young age after you kind of made a couple of wrong turns in your life can be so freakishly hard. And it's like when your parents tell you, you know, this. I mean, obviously everyone has their own paths and journeys that they take in life. And it's like when your parents tell you, like, oh yeah, you know, don't go out here doing this. And I don't want to say that when I got out of high school that I was just chasing a man around. Like, I wasn't chasing a man around, but at that particular time I was like, you know what, because I was in a distant relationship with my child's father. We had known each other prior to even, you know, me being here. Like, I've met him before. Like, we kind of grew up together, so it wasn't like one of those I met him online kind of things. Like, oh no. But you know, I just was ready to, like, where my mind was, I wanted us to be together, have a good job, you know, if we wanted to go to school, just kind of build each other up and, you know, live our lives comfortably without, you know, being under our parents, you know, to do this and do that. Like, just kind of be adults, you know, prove to our parents we could be adults and stuff. And I feel like that's where I went wrong, thinking that I needed to be in a relationship to fulfill that. And I've kind of had that in my mind ever since, which has kind of led me to feel like, yeah, I can't do it on my own because I feel like it was going to be too much or too hard, but I can't. And it's like, now that I have a child, I have no choice. Like, I can't sit around here and wait for a handout. Like, that's where a lot of people go wrong in this world, thinking that you can just wait around for a handout. Like, I'm not one of those type of young adults who just, you know, sit around here all day and just, you know, I want to make my own money. I want to do what I want to do. I'm very independent. And that's one thing I can say that my parents have instilled in me since, you know, I was a little girl. Be independent so you don't have to count on nobody to do anything for you. And my main thing is, since now that I have a child, it's like, and I haven't been working for 2 years, it's like I don't like depending on people to help me with my child. You know, like, I am supposed to be the person to do for my child. You know what I'm saying? Even if the father is not. Not saying that he isn't, but I'm just saying, like, even if he falls short or whatever, I am supposed to be there. And I can't because I'm not in a financial situation where I can, you know. And it just kind of sucks. Like, and I'm not one of those females who is just, you know, oh, I'm taking it all in. Like, no, like, I'm literally, like, miserable. You know, I'm not one of those. I mean, I'm pretty much basically just a stay-at-home mom, if you will. Just like, yeah, just a stay-at-home mom. So, but it's just one of those things where I'm a stay-at-home mom and I don't have my own income. You know, I have to get income from other people to help raise my child. And more so to help with my own personal bills. Because when I moved back here, I had just got a car, so mind you, I had my own car note, my own insurance, cell phone, you know, credit cards, different things like that. So those are my bills that I had prior to moving back. So when I moved back and was unable to take care of my own responsibilities, it kind of fell onto my parents, which was something that I definitely didn't want to happen. I worked the last 3 months of my pregnancy with my son, but I didn't make much money at all because I didn't work that many hours. I only worked 4 hours, which was able to cover like my bill, my car note, and a little bit of my insurance, and putting gas in my car. Another thing, gas and different things like that, clothes and shoes for my son, you know. That should be, you know, something that I'm supposed to be doing for my child, not anybody else. And I don't know, you guys, I'm just praying that with this move, that everything happens that's supposed to happen. Like, I don't want to make a selfish move. Like, actually, I was supposed to make this move back in August. It's now October. But I kind of fell back from it because I felt as though I wanted to make sure I had everything aligned. Like, I didn't want to, you know, make a selfish decision because of me being unhappy, you know, and that affected my child. But once I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? My child will still be in the best hands. You know, I won't be there all the time, but I don't have to jump in working a full-time job, you know, 12 hours and different things like that. It can just be something, you know, well, that's not a full-time job. I mean, I'm saying like a extreme full-time job with, you know, 12-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts. It can just be a nice little 7 to 3 or, you know, something like that, where it'll be easier on his other grandmother to kind of watch him and, you know what I'm saying, not be so hectic in the wee hours of the night because he sleeps crazy, and I want to be able to be the person that, you know, he sleeps with because I know his sleeping schedule. So I was just contemplating a lot with this move, but I've made my decision. Like, you know what, 22 going on 23 in less than freaking 4 months, and you know, I just need to like give it a shot. You know, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, I'm going to be on my P's and Q's. I'm not going to let my rent and different things like that, you know, I'm going to make sure that me and my child are set. But I don't want to live under my parents' roof for the rest of my life. Like, I cannot see myself being 24 and 25 still staying with my parents. I just don't see that happening for my life because that's something that I don't want for my life. And there's ways to prevent that from not happening. And that is going out here and getting on your grind and making sure that you are on top of your ish. And like I said, I give myself these self-conversations all the time so I can know, I can have a goal to work towards. Because I'm telling you, it's so not fun, you know, not being able to do, you know, I'm not even really too much worried about the club scene and all that. Like, I'm cool with going out, but I want to make money. If I got money, I'm cool. As long as I can shop and do things. I'm not just saying like that too, like, you know, of course take care of my priority. Take care of my priorities first. But I'm saying like, if you can treat yourself, you know, there's not anything in the book or the world that says you cannot treat yourself as a single mother. You have every right to do just that. And that's something that I miss. And not just treat myself, my son too, you know? Like, of course my son, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I don't want to sound selfish when I speak like this, but I'm just saying getting back into being happy, getting back to being the old Asia. So I feel like I've let a lot of different things kind of like get in the way of my true happiness, and I'm tired of it. Like, I'm seriously tired of it. Like, I want to be happy again. Like, I've just been feeling like I've been in a state of depression for such a long time, and it's honestly not the best feeling at all. Not a good feeling. To feel like, you know, everything is just going downhill. Everything is just, you know, and I don't know. It's just like I feel like a lot of it played a big part, of course, with the men that I choose. But I don't, like I said, I feel like that's just kind of happened out of boredom, like for me, like, because typically, like I said, I don't be tripping off these men. It's just since I'm bored all the time and I just don't really do much during my 24 hours. The little men that I do give conversation to, it's like they all suck. They literally all suck. All just male whores, if you will. But aside from them, it's just me. Like, I know my actions are the way that they are because of me being unhappy in the situation that I'm in. But only I can make it better, right? And so that's my plan, is to make my situation better. I want to do something kind of simple. I don't really want to do, I don't know what simple means even. Cause I'm always doing like the same eye looks, cause I say simple. But yeah, so like I don't know. I'm ready to be happy again. I don't, like I said, unhappy because I'm here in Georgia. I don't like being here. And maybe I need to give you guys another video. So maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll come back and give you guys the backstory, a little bit about the reason to why I don't like Georgia. And a lot of my friends probably watched this video too, because a lot of people didn't really know about the situation that I'll explain in the video. So you guys be on the lookout for that, because I'll really get into the nitty gritty. Like, it's so crazy. I can almost write a book about it, but instead of writing a book, I'll give you guys a little synopsis of what and the reason why I don't too much care for Georgia. Yeah, you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, I never knew any of this was happening to you. And it was. And I feel like a lot of that is the reason why I kind of have like, I don't know, kind of the reason why I kind of go about things the way that I do. I don't know. I don't really know. You know, it's always some kind of trigger points in your life that you have that kind of makes you kind of react the way that you do in life, you know. I have so many different stories to tell you guys. It's crazy, but we'll get it. We'll get there soon. I'm going to try to put out, you probably will see this shirt and this look about another 2 or 3 more videos, because I'm going to give you guys, not 2 or 3, that's just too much. I'll give you guys another video in this outfit, because that's just going to look like I'm just back to back with the crap, and I'm not trying to do that. But yeah, so that's pretty much like, I don't know what kind of look I'm even going for, you guys, so don't laugh at me. I really don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this and I'm not even paying attention to what I'm talking to you guys about, but yeah, I don't know, I'm just ready for my happiness to exude a lot more, because I just feel like it hasn't been, I don't know, I haven't been happy, like, ugh, it sucks, it really sucks, because it's like, but you can be happy, Asia. You really can be. I know I can be, but I'm just not right now. I'm not in a happy place. I know it's because I'm not in my own, and that has a lot to do with it. But what can I do? Nothing but, I guess, wait around. Just wait the crap around. This is a different look. Which one is this type? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking and losing sight of what I'm actually supposed to be doing right now. This is a different look. It's like I got the glitter like on my, what's that? It's cute though, huh? Looks a little awkward, but I think I like it. It's different. But yeah, you know, and oh my gosh, it's almost 30 minutes talking to you guys. I'm just gonna put it all out there. If you guys don't want to watch it, you don't have to, but I'm gonna still put this video out because I feel as though it's something that maybe other people can relate to. But yeah, like I was saying, trying to get your life together in your early 20s is something that is so hard. Like, and back to like the whole college thing, like a lot of my friends are in college, you know what I'm saying, and they're making a great living for themselves. They're doing what they feel as though it's best for them. But like for me, my success, I feel like I want to do YouTube, which is the reason why I've created this page. Even though I want to do it, I know I have not been consistent on my channel at all, because I've been letting my little depression get the best of me, which I'm trying to get out of that. I'm trying to not be so negative and, you know, just really soak up the blessings that I have. Like, I've been wanting to do YouTube for the longest. Like, I used to just kind of make like little videos on my freaking Snapchat. Like, that was the closest that I got to doing YouTube that I can remember. And I've been wanting to do YouTube for quite some time. So, oh, my lashes. Crap. Mascara it is, I guess. And this is something that I've always enjoyed. I love watching people's YouTube videos. And I love making YouTube videos. So it was like one of those things where, try this color out. It's fall, right? Ooh. Yeah, I know. I'm always messed up on my lips because I don't have my cute colors in my kit. I should just put some lip gloss on. Look, this is ugly. This is absolute. I'll be back, you guys. Okay, I had to keep one of my baby's wipes. I got this other color. I'm gonna see. But yeah, with this move, I'm gonna try this. I think this will be pretty. This is Tarte's Lip Paint and Bestie. It does look a little bit better. Hopefully it does. I got it lips. Lip liner. I'm gonna just practice and see. Give like a little, not practice, but a tip on how to make some pop a little bit more. Let me see. So I got that. I'm gonna try it. Crazy. Actually, you know what? I can use that too. I'm supposed to be talking to y'all. I'm up here doing my makeup. Just clown. Someone freaking called me. Idiots. They know I'm making a video. Had to have been an idiot to call me. If you know I'm making a video, why would you call me and interrupt my video? Tarts, I tell you. And that's another thing, you guys, I want to bring up. Like, you guys know, I am super duper girly, right? And doing my makeup and stuff is something that I find a lot of joy and happiness doing. And even recording my videos, like, that's my happiness. Like, this is what makes me happy, right? And so, like, doing these kind of things are things that brings happiness and joy to my life. Here it is, my mascara. And a lot of things don't really bring me joy and happiness, honestly. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Like, I don't really find peace and joy in a lot of different things in my everyday life. I mean, obviously besides, you know, my son, but I mean, like, activities and stuff, like, you know, I don't really like going, even I used to do this all the time growing up. Well, not growing up, but like, you know, when I was like teenager and stuff, I used to love just to go to the mall, walk around the mall, even if I didn't buy anything. But now, I hate it. I hate not going to the mall, or I hate going to the mall and not being able to buy anything like that. It just makes me feel some type of way, like I'm at the mall just to walk around the mall. Like, I'm not in high school anymore. I want to buy something, you know. And it really makes me feel a certain type of way because I don't have any money to buy something. If I see something that I like and I can't afford it, it's like, what the heck? I just kind of get in my feelings like I'm such a bum. Because I've never really been like that before. But that's just all what comes with parenting, the sacrifices that you have to make for your children. And I love the fact that, I mean, I really wouldn't have it any other way. I'm complaining. I don't want to complain because it's not good to complain about your situation because there are other people out here who have worse situations. And my situation may not be as bad to someone else who's going through something way worse. So I don't like to put myself in situations where I make my situation feel like it's the biggest thing in the world, because it's really not. But to me, it is. Like, because I've never been through this before, you know. But you know, for my son, like I love that little boy so much, and I really wouldn't have any other way because he is so smart, so intelligent, and he's like my only friend. Like, that's the only person that I want to be around throughout my entire 24 hours. Like, I don't really like being around people like that, dealing with folks like that. Don't get me wrong, he gets on my nerves. I'm like, you know what? Get out of my face, TJ. But that is my whole heart, and I love him so much, you know, and I just want the best for us. And that's the main reason why I'm complaining, because I'm like, I just really want the best for me and my son. Like, I don't want him to see mommy struggling. I don't want him to struggle because of mommy, you know? Because what you go through, your children go through as well, obviously, because you are the person that's raising and taking care of them. I like this lip for some reason. You know, and I hope he doesn't make it worse. Lord have mercy. Just trying too much. But, you know, I just... made it way worse. I'm playing too much with my makeup. But, I know it's crazy that I can just go right in the room and pick out a cute color. But I just don't want to wake him up. Instead of making things way worse for me. Maybe I should switch the lighting. I think that made a difference. Made me look like a drag queen or something. I'm messing myself up terribly. I don't like that a little bit better now. Split it out. Where was I going? Yeah, and I just want the best for me and my baby. I mean, what mother, well, there are mothers out here who don't, but, you know, typically what mother doesn't want the best for their child, you know? My baby didn't ask to be here, and I want to make his life honestly as easy as I possibly can. I want to make sure I'm always there for him and not putting no men or nobody else besides Jesus Christ, you know, for him, and, you know, making sure that he has a wonderful upbringing, you know, a really, really wonderful upbringing where he doesn't really have to want for anything. You know what I mean? He can just, you know, go about his life. I want to remember, you know, I'm raising a young black man in America, and we all know how hard it is nowadays, just being black in America, being a young black man in America. Oh, Jesus. I pray for my son's well-being every single day. Every single day, because it's a target on the black man and being in the black community as a whole, you know. I just pray that my son the Lord said the same. I'm actually able to raise my son. The Lord gives me the ability to stay on this earth to raise my son and instill in him all the wonderful things that he is and he can be in this world. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. This world is not, I'm not sound like an old person now, but really, like, growing up for me, like in the early 2000s, late 1990s, like, it's a big change, like, and not for the better. You know, you really can't even go outside and let your kids, or let your kids go outside and play in the backyard because you don't know who's finna start a freaking shootout. You know, it's just so much. Like, even then, of course, growing up, we still were weary, but, you know, I want my son to always have a mind of his own, because I feel like that's another thing that takes control, over these young men that don't have a mind of their own. They're trying to be cool with the next dude because they with this gang or they with this crew, and it's just so many different avenues. And I definitely do feel like it's different from a boy to a girl, because me, I was my own person. I didn't follow nobody. I don't even like people to follow you, because I never really, you know, I'm not really big on being around people like that. So high school and different, I had people who I hung out with, but I wasn't like, they all look like following somebody. Hell no. Do your thing. If you want to smoke your crack or smoke your weed and sniff your crack or whatever, that's not what I'm finna do. If that's what you do, and that's what you do, honey. And you do it, and you do it well. But that's just not me, you know? And so I just want him to always just go for what he knows. Keep education in his life, whether he goes to school or not, or whatever he does in his life. Just like me, just make sure what you do is something that you love and that you stick to it. You know what I mean? And don't be out here getting no little hot, fast tail girls pregnant, because I will run them out. I'll run them out, child. I'll run them out. I like this wig here that I got on. I made this wig and I colored it, and I'm going to have to go back in and color it some more, because as you can see, there's probably some colors that I kind of missed or something. But I feel like this is another thing that I really love doing. I love doing my hair. I love keeping cute. I need a scarf on. And my curls are just flowing. Like, obviously this side is a little bit more fluffier. I don't know why that is. This side is just kind of like subtle. I kind of like the side that's like subtle a little more, but this side is cute too. But I like the subtle side more, just kind of like I like a cone head. Lord. But anywho, I'm going off into a tangent again. But basically, the moral of this whole video is just to say that I am going through some things, as we all go through, and I will get through. But sometimes I just need encouraging words from people. I don't really like to vent, because I feel like my venting sessions can be one of those repetitive kind of situations where I just constantly keep going on and on and on about the same thing. But it's like that's something that's just on my heart at the moment, so I don't really vent to people like that, because I don't want to sound like a broken record. I'm not really venting about the same thing now. I'm just more so just needing some encouraging words. Like I said, I'm trying to make a move for not only myself but my son, that I pray will be a better move, a better decision that I will be making for me, myself, and my son, to get on a better path for my self, mental peace and healing, and I can be in my own place, like Wusan, you know, having a place of my own that I can call my home, that I don't have to, you know what I mean? And I just don't want to jump into it where, you know, and then something negative happens. Like, it's so much that can happen when you're stepping out into the world on your own. But sometimes you gotta take a risk, you know? And I'm just praying that this move works, because I just want it to work. You know, I want it to be, good. I'm really praying that this is a decision that I'm making that's actually good for my son and I. We deserve it. For all that mommy has been through, he ain't been through nothing. He good. He living a good life. But from things that I've been through and I've experienced, I'm ready. I'm ready to just spread these wings and fly. You know, it's gotta happen. I mean, everyone has to start their own lives and do their own things and live the best life. You know, we only get one, and the way that this world is now, it could be gone just like that. And I want to be able to accomplish things and accomplish goals in this one life that God has given me. The main thing is I want to work on being a better mom, a better daughter, a better niece, a better granddaughter, a better cousin, a better friend, and a soon-to-be wife. That's it. That's all I can do. I want to live comfortably. I want to be able to travel with my child and my future children and my future husband. You know, I want to be able to just travel, live comfortably, take care of my family, bless my parents in any way that I possibly can, you know. And we all just live until we are 6 feet under, you know. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's it. That's all. You know. And that's pretty much all of our, you know, prayers. Of course, throughout the journey of this world, we're going to go through our bad moments, our really bad moments, our freakishly bad moments, but we have our good moments, our wonderful moments, our lovely moments, you know. But, yeah, so I'm done. This video has been quite long, and thank you so much if you've stayed all the way to the very end. So you guys have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to click on that bell to get notified for whenever I post again. Hope you guys like my new intro and my outro. So love you guys. Bye.